Only 0.83% of Starfield players have completed the Shipping Magnet achievement on Xbox, which means that 99% of players haven't set up a link between 5 outposts or more. That is wild, and we want to help change that. Hey everybody, I'm Dylan, and welcome to Beat Boop Loot, where we help casual gamers make the most of their game time. Today in this Starfield Outpost guide, we've got everything you need to build your first or next outpost in record time. This guide has been broken up into 10 simple steps, so it's recommended you watch all the way through, but there are timestamps in the description box below if you need them. Let's get started. Step 1. The shopping list. Head over to the Alpha Centauri system and go to Jemison, one of the main hub planets in Starfield. Land in the spaceport and make your way over to Jemison Mercantile, which is just to the left of where you land. Once here, you want to buy all of the resources listed on screen now. Importantly, you can't buy these all in one go due to merchant inventory limits, so just buy as much as you can and then head out to the bench outside of the shop. Press Y to wait here for 24 local hours or 50 universal time hours. Merchant inventory resets every 48 universal time hours, so by the time you're done waiting, the merchant will have refreshed their stock. Head back over to Jemison Mercantile and buy as many resources as you can. There's a good chance that the only things you won't be able to get in one cycle are adaptive frames, iron, and aluminum. Keep doing the cycle as many times as you need until you have everything on the list. It took us about 4 resets. Oh, and pro tip, you can access your cargo hold from Jemison Mercantile, so feel free to send your stockpile to your ship to avoid running penalties due to being encumbered. Step 2. Choosing a planet. Now that you have everything you need, we need to pick the perfect planet for our base. There are plenty of great starter planets, but the one we'll be using for this guide is Androphon, a moon of the planet Sumati in the Nerion system. If you want to choose your own planet to start, look for planets with iron and aluminum, as they are by far the most intensive resources when starting out your first base. Once you have an influx of iron and aluminum being farmed, it becomes a lot easier to branch out into other resource-rich planets and start to build bases there. So it's great that we have a planet chosen, but we can land literally anywhere on the planet, so where do we choose? Once orbiting the planet, use your scanner to reveal a color heat map of where resources are abundant on the planet. Ideally, pick a spot on the planet that intersects at least 2 resources. Iron and aluminum would be ideal. But don't stress too much. For this guide, we're choosing a spot where helium-3 and iron intersect, with the goal of landing somewhere we can farm both resources without needing a cargo link. We'll get to cargo links shortly, but for now, just make sure the spot you land has iron at minimum. Step 3. Setting up shop. Once you've landed, pull out your scanner and enter the Outpost build mode by pressing X. This will automatically open a base terminal blueprint. You want to pay attention to the top left of the screen. This shows you what resources are within your base limits if you drop the base terminal where it's currently located. A quick way to see what's available in your immediate region is to run around with the base terminal out. You should see the resources in the top left start to change, but it could take a bit of running, so be patient. Keep running around until you find a spot that works, ideally a spot with 2 resources available, but again, if all you can find is iron, that's perfectly fine. Step 4. Your first resource. Now that we've dropped our base terminal, it's time to start up an automated resource line for iron. Go back to the build menu and navigate to the extractor tab. Choose the iron extractor and change your view by pressing the back button on controller. It's the same button that changes your camera perspective in game from first to third person. This view is perfect for quickly finding the resource node we'll be extracting from. You're looking for a patch of ground that is a different color from everything around it and has a soft glow. Once you find the node, drop your extractor anywhere on it. The extractor requires power to function, so let's move over to the power menu in build mode and select a solar array. Build 2 of these anywhere you'd like within the boundaries of your base. Wind turbines are also an option, but our shopping list is based on solar array power. Your extractor should now be working, automatically gathering iron for you. Sweet. Now we need somewhere to store the raw material. Step 5. What? While this is not an essential step in the guide, we are a very new channel. We just broke 200 subscribers as of filming this video, so if you're enjoying this content, we'd love for you to stick around and subscribe to the channel. Step 6. Output links. Navigate to the build menu and go to the storage tab. Here you'll see several different storage options. Because iron is a solid resource, we need to build a solid storage unit to hold our iron. To verify what type of storage is required for any material, select the extractor for that material and look at the symbol beside the resource name. A chunk of ore means solid, a droplet means liquid, and a cloud means gas. Create 3 solid storage side by side. Now that these are all built, we need to tell our extractor that these storage units are for our iron. Stay in build mode, highlight the extractor, and press the right trigger to start an output link. You'll see a green line shooting out of the extractor. Aim this line at the closest storage container and press right trigger again. You've now assigned an output link from the extractor to the first storage container. Now, do the same from container to container. Aim at the first storage container and press right trigger, then connect this to storage 2, and so on. We now have a storage line automatically gathering iron while we're off exploring the galaxy. But now, as we're sure you're noticing, aluminum is in short supply. We can fix that. But before we do anything else, make sure to name your base something you'll remember. You can do this at the base terminal by pressing X on controller. Skyrim, anyone? Step 7. Cargo links. Okay, we're getting to the good stuff here. Open your build menu and go to the miscellaneous tab. Select cargo link and place this somewhere near the edge of your base. You can place it wherever you want, but they're pretty big, so we prefer keeping them out of the way. Now go back to your map and view the planet again, scanning for resources to reveal the colored heat map. Look for a spot that is abundant in aluminum and land there. Follow the same steps as before, setting up an extractor and power, but instead of creating storage containers, just create a cargo link. After you've built the cargo link, create an output link from the aluminum extractor directly to the cargo link outgoing crate. You can confirm it's the outgoing crate by looking in the top left at the title of where you're aiming. Also, if it helps, it's the red container. Walk up to your completed cargo link and access the computer terminal. Here you'll see a list of all your bases that you can link to. You should see the base we just renamed in step number 6. Expand the base of choice and select cargo link. You'll know this has been done when the green back and forth arrow symbol pops up. Now, aim at the outgoing crate and make sure your aluminum is accumulating there. Wait for the freighter to land to ensure it's picking up properly. If it's not working after 2 cycles, just delete the cargo link and rebuild it, ensuring you repeat all the steps we just went through. Congratulations! You're ready to receive aluminum at your main base. Step 8. Everything all at once. Head back to your main base and create 3 more solid storage containers. Now, go to the cargo link at your main base and assign an output link from the incoming cargo link crate. Link the first storage crate and then make sure to link the storage crates to each other, just like we did before. Now go to your build menu and navigate to the storage tab and build a transfer container near the center of your base. You can build this wherever you'd like, but we like it in the middle because it will be a central hub for all of our gathering resources. For both the iron storage unit line and the aluminum storage line, create an output link from the final storage unit and attach these to the transfer container. Again, think of the transfer container as a central node that you can direct your resources from. Step 9. Fabricators. The final step for your first base is to set up a fabricator to take your raw materials and turn them into something more complicated. Drop a fabricator down near your base and also add 2 more solar arrays to ensure you have enough power. Go to the terminal on your fabricator and set it to make adaptive frames. This should be the default option if you just built the first fabricator you had access to, but just double check that in the settings on the terminal. At the top right, you can see that adaptive frames require iron and aluminum. And wouldn't you know it, we're overflowing with both of these. Enter build mode and create an output link from your transfer container to the fabricator. This will now pull iron and aluminum to start creating adaptive frames. While we're at it, we should mention that fabricator creations need warehouses for storage. Go to the storage tab in build mode and create 2 small warehouses and create an output link from the fabricator to the first warehouse, then output link from warehouse 1 to warehouse 2. You probably have the hang of it now. You now have a complex material assembly line. Importantly, this line will only function when you have space in your storage containers. So as long as you have enough small warehouses to house the adaptive frames, this assembly line should continue indefinitely. Step 10. Make your house a home. The last, and arguably most important step, is to create a hab. This can get as detailed or decorative as you'd like, but the most important elements are an airlock, hab, and a bed. Once you've built these, you can sleep in your bed to advance time and speed up the farming of raw materials and assembly of adaptive frames. That's the basics covered. Your homework is to go to other planets in the Androphon system and look for resource-rich planets that aren't resources that exist on Androphon already, build cargo links there, and send that material to your base on Androphon. We also haven't even touched powering your base with helium-3, which you can set up with a cargo link to somewhere else on Androphon. Quick hint, you'll need a fuel generator and a cargo link, obviously. But outposts are just one of the many systems in Starfield that can be kind of overwhelming. Check out this video right here for 16 tips and tricks I wish I knew sooner about Starfield that you can use today. And let us know what else you want to learn about Outposts or just Starfield in general in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Dylan. This is Beep Boop Loot. We'll see you in the next one.